first thing to do is to learn how to properly hold your guitar. Steel string guitars and electric guitars are very similar in their nature. Their necks are about the same size and the strings are relatively similar. So we learn to hold them about the same. I like to have my students start with an acoustic guitar if they have one, because there's this nice shelf of the body on which you can put your arm to help stabilize the instrument. You want to put the bicep part on this part so that it pushes down the body so that the neck comes up. And you want also the body of the guitar to be parallel to your body. You don't want it sticking out like this, and you don't want the guitar at an angle. Everybody wants to put the guitar at an angle because they think they need to look at their fingers, and you are not actually supposed to look at your fingers eventually when you're playing. You're only supposed to look at them when you absolutely necessarily need to, because you hear something is definitely wrong. So try and keep this thing nice and flat, parallel to your body, and remember to put the bicep part of your arm on the top of the body of the guitar, and this crease in right where your elbow is should be just hanging over the front of the guitar. And this is going to allow the most freedom of movement for your strumming arm. So, the electric guitar, like I said, is about the same. You still don't have that shelf, so you have to adjust your arm a little bit to try and push that body down, find where it's comfortable, and bring it around, the pick around to the instrument. There's a beveled off place on most electric guitars that's trying to help you feel comfortable when you put your arm around this instrument. So you still want the same techniques. You want the body of the guitar and the neck to be parallel to your body, and you want the body to be pushed down a little bit so that the neck comes up. Now, the only other guitar, which is really a different guitar, it's kind of a different instrument, and it's for playing classical music, is the nylon stringer classical guitar. Most classical guitarists hold the classical guitar on their left leg, and they raise their foot either on a footstool, which I have, or just crossing the leg over like this works also. But most guitarists will tell you that you want to have that footstool to help support you and keep yourself balanced. This is a very, very good way to hold an instrument, and this guitar was actually built to hold this way. The body is slightly smaller, the neck is shorter so that when you put it on your left leg you're not reaching too far out. And it's a very stable way to hold the guitar because there's body and leg behind both sides of the instrument. And also it helps bring the neck of the guitar up. When you play in the classical position, the nut is supposed to be relatively parallel to the top of your shoulder, and it is automatically when you put the guitar in this position. So your left hand should be on any guitar just like an open cup, with your thumb right behind your fingers, about behind your second finger. And the neck of the instrument goes between that open cup, between your thumb and your fingers. So, on this classical guitar, there's a nice big flat place on the back of the neck that's trying to tell you that your thumb goes here. On these other instruments, there isn't really a flat place. The necks are pretty much symmetrically round, so it's not quite as obvious where your thumb is supposed to go. But don't put your thumb up on top of the guitar neck. This is not an arm hanger. What this does is it cripples your fingers. They're all stuck to the bottom of the neck now. So by pulling your thumb down, you have all of your hand and fingers out in front of the instrument to be able to use. You don't need big, long, thin fingers to be a good guitarist. You just need whatever fingers you have out in front of the instrument.